Good morning, Utah Golf Radio, coming to you live today from the mothership, the beautiful downtown studios of ESPN 700, where we are getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah, in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. I am Paul Pugmire, your host and president of First Tee Utah. Sitting across the desk from our co-host, Jan Brownstein. Jan, good morning.
Good morning, Paul.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Jan.
Yes.
It is Open Championship weekend.
I know it is. I finally got Jackie, our manager, Jackie, to stop calling it the British Open. It only took 2 years.
Well, really, actually, I still call it the British Open once in a while.
Yeah.
But you just
we know what it
grow
is.
up with it. And
Yeah, it's hard to get rid of it. I mean, it's kind of like you getting rid of or having to add on president of First Tee. Look how long it took you to do that one.
I stumbled over that for a minute. That would be true.
And we did the same thing when Corn Ferry changed. So yeah,
That's
You remember the
Corn
signs
Ferry?
I used to have to?
Yes,
I used to hold up signs for
signs.
you because you would always call it. I can't now. I can't even remember what it was before then.
It was the web.com.
Web.com. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, it
Oh.
took me a minute to say Corn Ferry Tour,
Yeah.
didn't it?
Yeah. So I mean, it happened. So we'll get used to it.
Okay, so the Open Championship.
Yes, very exciting.
And so many things I love about this, not the least of which is the timing of it.
Yeah.
And this applies to Wimbledon too.
I know
or
any sport
anything.
that you can watch at 1 or 2 in the
Well,
morning. You're in.
and the European Tour,
Yeah.
the DP World
Yeah,
Tour.
you're into
The
that.
point is, get up at 5 or 6 in the morning,
And there's golf.
and there's golf on
Yeah.
TV.
I know you.
But this isn't just golf.
No.
This is the Open, for crying
I
out loud.
know.
This is a
and
major championship.
And is it weird that I always think that someone European's going to win the Open?
No,
like day one, it seemed leaderboard was very heavy European,
that's true.
and then it filters off a little bit as the players get settled in and
as
their
Scotty
players.
wakes up,
I'm saying when they settle in and be who they are.
be who they are, and who's Scotty Scheffler,
Yeah, I don't know.
world
number
one. Yeah. So anyway, look, this is something everybody already knows out there.
Yeah.
We are not breaking news here.
No.
But Scotty Scheffler goes into the weekend with the lead in a major championship. Shock me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So but there's other interesting things going on here with it. So many. And look, Jan, you're straight up right. There's a bunch of Europeans involved. There is a Chinese player, Hao
Yes.
Tung Lee,
Yes.
involved. And I'm okay. So I do get up in the mornings and watch the DP World Tour, and so I've seen Lee play a lot. He's played on the European Tour. I mean, again, here we are again. I can't make the change. I've watched him for several years. He is a good player.
Mm-hmm.
He's got long levers, tall, well cut, very athletic, hits it a ton, nice soft hands, short game. Not a surprise to me to see him in this mix, and he has been in the mix in major championships before. But I think when you look at the development of the game globally, I think it would be a big deal. I think it would be a difference maker to have a player from China win a major championship. And I should say a male player,
Yes.
obviously.
Yes.
Women. Yeah,
win
Xie
frequently.
Jinping,
Yeah.
they've won. But I think it would be a big deal.
I think it
if
would
he
too.
were to win. It would
think it
for
would
the global game and the development of the game across
exactly.
the world.
I think that the inspiration for kids,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, around. I mean, it opens that door wide. And
Yeah.
it makes everyone believe that they can. Every kid can believe that. Yeah, they can do it. If this kid can do it,
Yeah,
they can do it too.
and we
it just looks good.
It does, and we saw this happen when Hideki Matsuyama won
Yes,
the
the
Masters.
Masters.
Now, and the context there was very different. There have been a few dozen meaningful, impactful Japanese players on the world stage well before Hideki Matsuyama.
Yes.
There have been several winners on the PGA Tour and certainly the European Tour, the DP World Tour. I mean, so having a Japanese player play at the top level of the game is not of itself not big news.
No.
But majors are different. The Masters is different.
Yep.
And so when Hideki Matsuyama won the Masters, that was a big deal for the global game. Anyway.
True.
And then, you go down the leaderboard here, and there's a little name here at T10.
Yeah, I saw that.
Kind of grabs my attention. I pause on it.
Yeah, I was.
That might be Tony Finau.
It was. I saw that he was in the top 20 yesterday afternoon, and then when I finished the UPOD update, he was T10.
T10. Tony had a really great card. I'm kind of jumping in front of
why
our
you,
UPOD
why you're
update.
ruining you're stealing my UPOD update.
I'm stealing the UPOD update. Okay, let's come.
Okay, we'll come back.
We'll come back to it. Let's talk about something that's been happening here in Utah this week. The Utah Senior Open was played this week out at Tonah Vista, and Mark Owen got his third. Look,
I'm not surprised.
No,
at all.
not a surprise.
Not even a little bit.
Mark is so good and so steady,
player.
and just nothing slows him down. And we have called Mark's name 100 times. I think we're going to call Mark's name 100 more times.
Yeah.
And it was just, but nonetheless, it was really cool. Mark has been on a sizz lately.
Mm-hmm.
He played at the Broadmoor in the USGA in the U.S. Senior Open, and I talked with him at some length about that out at Tonah Vista, both on and off mic. And one thing you love about Mark, and there are so many things to love about Mark, but he has a childlike joy about him and a geekishness about him that's just it's unapologetic, it's unvarnished. He's just this guy who loves the game, and he talked about going to Broadmoor to the U.S. Senior Open, and when he's got an afternoon tee time, going early in the morning so he can sit in the stands and watch, and then getting to talk to the players and how much he was geeking out on it. Anyway, it was really cool. Mark won going away. Let's review some nums here for a minute. He shot -13, 131 in the 36-hole stroke play event on the par 72 Tonah Vista track. -13, 131 on rounds of 67 and 64. Wow. So he was in the mix after the first day, and then he put down the gas.
Yep.
And he won by 4 over defending champion Todd Tanner, who was at -9, 135. Dave DeSantis, our good friend Dave DeSantis.
All these names on here.
Yeah, -4, 140. Then a couple of AMs, Matt Lyons and Tommy Johnson, tied at T4 to round out the top 5. Lyons and Johnson were at -2, 142. So anyway, that was it. Really nice win for Mark Owen, his third Utah Senior Open. And
12 birdies?
Yeah, and then he made an eagle.
And then an eagle?
Yeah, he knocked in a wedge. Actually, we talked with him about that. Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and run that tape. And so we need to get Olivia's attention here. we're gonna actually before we run the tape, Olivia, let's talk about Olivia Benyon for a minute.
Let's talk about her like she's not here.
But play like she's not here. No, I'm looking through the glass. So Olivia Benyon has been our producer for the last 4 years.
Yep.
And holy cow, she's done a good job.
Yep. She makes us look good.
I do my best.
You do your best. You have to work pretty hard at it, Olivia.
I'm thinking, no, she can't make me look good. That's
doesn't make you look good. She makes you sound good.
That's an unreasonable. She makes it sound good and not look as bad. So, but the fact is, Olivia has done such a good job. And look, in a show like this where we move around a lot, and so we're in a lot of different places, and we've got a number of technical things that can go wrong, and sometimes they do.
Yep.
Olivia Benyon has time and time again got us on the air and made the show happen.
Yeah.
Olivia, you and the reason we're talking about you like you're not here, Olivia, is because
you're not going to be here.
You're not going to be here. Olivia is abandoning us.
I'm so sorry.
I know you say it like that, but what's really happening is she has worked really hard in her education, and she has now got a grown-up job.
Olivia's all grown up and saving China.
And she's saving children.
I'm just like Mulan.
Yeah, she's like Mulan. We'll just call her Mulan from
now
on. But
yes,
so she's doing wonderful things, and she's advancing her career, and we are incredibly supportive, but we'll miss her like crazy.
Olivia,
yeah,
we love you.
I love both of you.
And we are so grateful for everything you have done for 4 years. Tell us what you're going to be doing now as you move on to the next in your life. What's next for Olivia?
So what's hopefully next is getting my degree, but right now the job that I got where I have to leave this one is it's a job where I go in seniors' homes and help them with their daily lives and help them be independent.
Aww.
But
Nice.
hopefully,
What's it called again?
Visiting Angels.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
are.
Well, you are
an angel to
Yeah.
us anyway. We're going to miss
Yeah.
you, Olivia, and we are so grateful for everything we do, and we're so proud of you, and we wish you just the best of luck in everything that you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, folks, I wish there was some way we could convey the goodness of this woman's heart and the strength and sharpness of her mind. We have stood on her shoulders for 4 years, and holy cow, we will miss you, Olivia.
Yeah, my Saturdays won't be the same.
They won't be the same.
They won't be the same. But here's the thing. But here's the thing. No.
Yeah.
You're not sleeping in. You're going to get up and listen to you talk off
Oh, that is a YouTube thing that I can watch later.
There you go. Oh, that's true. Speaking of which, we are on YouTube. So go to YouTube and search You Talk Off Radio, and you can see Paul and I almost every show nowadays.
Yeah,
we've been doing it.
Doing it, yeah.
We are live on YouTube.
So should we make Olivia work?
Yes, let's
She's
do
still here. Yeah,
Olivia, play that tape.
Yeah, let me do my job.
Roll
Okay,
that
back to
tape.
what we were talking about. Mark Owen wins the Utah Senior Open for the 3rd time. Randy Dodson of Fairways Magazine and I had a chance to talk with him afterwards. This is an interesting conversation because Mark is an interesting guy. Let's roll that tape now, Olivia. Here is Mark Owen.
Mark, nice playing.
119.
You did just what you needed to do today. Well done.
Thanks. Yeah, just my special day.
This is the 3rd time you've lifted this trophy. How does this one feel to you?
Feels really good. There's a couple times, like I was telling Ron before the tournament, there's a couple times I wanted to win. One was when Joey Bond Sr. was the honoree, and then this year when Ron and Don were. Just some reason, Ron and I go back a little ways. So.
It does, and the honoree matters, doesn't it?
Sure it does, yeah. They have some great honorees. We've had a lot of great honorees in the past. But yeah, good.
Let's talk about the golf. You put a lot of circles on the card today. What was working for you?
Well, I hit it a lot better today, actually. I made a lot of putts yesterday, but they were a little closer to the hole this time today. So I had my front nine was, I had like 4 or 5 feet every hole that I circled a birdie on the card. So it's nice to go, you go 4 and then 4 and then rattle off 3 threes or 5 threes in a row, then 4-4. So it's an easy way to add up 9 holes.
Yeah, that'll get you healthy. Walk us through the Eagle 2 you made on hole number 7, your 16th hole today.
Well, it's kind of funny. I hit a good 3-wood down the middle. Had 119 yards to the hole. It's kind of a tweener club for me. And every time I try to hit an easy shot, I don't quite hit it the way I want to. But it was a little bit downwind. I had just hit a little gap wedge, and I hit it a little bit thin. One-handed it. Bounced right in front of the pin, straight up in the air, and 2 bounces in the hole. It was just a stroke of luck.
2, count it.
Yep.
Okay, we haven't talked to you since you went to Broadmoor, played in the U.S. Senior Open. First of all, congratulations playing your way into that. That's really cool.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a highlight of my career. It was, major championships or something else. They're a lot different. I liken it to riding a world-class bull. You get on that world-class bull once, you're probably not going to have the best of luck, but you hit it 6 or 7 times, you're probably going to do okay. You know, you look at Stevie Schneider. He's in a lot of major championships over his career, and he's done well. I won't lie, it was a little bit overwhelming. I got the last-minute call, got over there, didn't get practice rounds. The speed of the greens was unbelievable for me. The undulation was unbelievable. It's just a really fine line. You hit a good shot and miss it by a half a pace, you're playing defensive putting the rest of the way to that hole. And I did that a lot. I hit shots that were decent but not perfect and ended up trying to make a par. And then at some point, you know, you get to 8 or 9 over par, and par's not going to do it for you to make a cut. So you start firing at pins, and that's probably not the best thing to do either. But I had a lot of fun. It was the blast. There were so many great things. I had more fun just sitting and watching all the guys that I've watched over my career on TV for the last 25 years. I had a really late tee time on Friday because of weather delay. It was 3:15, so I got up early on Friday. Went down to the grandstands on 1 and 4 and 3 and 18. They're all right there. And got a corner bleacher seat and just watched for 4 hours. It was incredible. A lot of video footage of just guys that I watch on TV. It was incredible. It was definitely a highlight of my career.
That is so fun. So on the range, you know, they put name tags, name labels on the range. You're walking down, the names say Padraig Harrington, Bernhard Langer, Mark Owen. How fun is that?
That's really fun. I actually put my bag down next to Bjorn, and he started hitting balls, and I had to move because he hits it too hard, hits it too far, and I was like, this is intimidating. So I walked to the other end of the range. No, it was a blast. It was fun. You know, like I said, if you get there more often, you're probably gonna have a little bit more luck in what you do. But
then you bring that mojo home and win this thing going away.
Yeah, I mean, I've really been hitting it decent. Yesterday, like I said, I didn't hit it very good. Struggled with my swing a little bit. Just didn't feel good. Had a lot of one-handed releases, which anyone can attest. Those shots don't go off line too far for me, but it's my way of keeping it in play. So it was just fun. Today I held on to the club a lot more and had a lot closer approach shots and made some putts. So
good formula. Congratulations. Really well played.
Thank you.
We know there's some more golf to be played, but having a win in a major in this section, does that make it a successful season for you?
It does. There's still a couple more events that are highlights for the year. You know, the Utah Open is something you always want to play in, and then the section championship. I'd really love to play good at the senior section championship and get myself in a position to get to another major, the senior PGA championship. You know, I'm not getting any younger, so it's getting harder and harder. But, you know, days like today, even though the tees are up, the golf course was, for me, it was gettable. You know, everybody else, I don't know. I mean, the scores aren't indicative of how the course played, but I played good, so.
All right, thank you, Mark.
Okay, thank you guys.
So much there. Mark is such an interesting guy and such a good player. What grabbed your attention, Jan?
Well, I think you kind of nailed that. I was picturing that childlike quality about him.
Yeah.
And the thing that people need to understand, too, is if you don't know Mark, he's a big guy. So to me, it's like I can picture that when he was talking, just that wonderment and that awe of himself and of the course, and that he did this, and it was gettable. And I think that I don't know about the other guys, but
yeah,
I thought it was fun.
Fun for me.
Yeah,
I won by 4.
I won by 4. Yeah, I just love his casual sort of wonderment of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Just excited about being there.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. All right.
And we already know he's a good player. We don't have to talk about his game, but I was interested in just his tone and his excitement. You could feel it.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to the Open Championship and let's officially do ourselves a UPOT update.
Okay.
Give me an update, I need some scores. Wanna see my U-Pots on the leaderboard and watch them play. Whoa, give me an update, I need some scores. Wanna see my U-Pots on the leaderboard and watch them play.
The U-Pot update brought to us by our good friends at Scott Golf. Check out these clubs, a Utah product, scottgolf.com. Jan, tell us how the U-Pots be doing.
The U-Pots be doing good. Let's rewind to last week to the ISCO.
Okay.
Zach Blair finished with a T5, -5, 135 on rounds of 69 and 66. Zach got himself.
Okay.
Did I get that wrong?
Yeah, it's a 4-round tournament. So let's
Oh, you know what?
let's move forward.
Let's move
talk
forward.
about
Let's go to
this
the
week.
Open. Let's go to Tony. I am so sorry. Tony, Open, currently T10, -4, 138 on a round of 70 and 68.
Yeah. So Tony goes into the weekend in the top 10 in a major championship, and that is so cool. We'll take they're playing now. We talked about the time difference. Tony has played one hole.
One
and
hole.
oops, he bogeyed the first hole.
Okay.
Drops him down to T21. Things are so tight at the top of the leaderboard, which is what you expect, certainly on a Saturday. But lots of golf yet to be played.
Yes. Okay, so Zach and Fish are at the Barracuda. Now, the Barracuda is a modified Stableford, so as I read these off, I'll go and I'll explain. So Zach Blair currently sits T55 +12 on his first round of +8 and his second round of +6.
And those are points.
Those are points. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Their points are based upon the strokes, correct?
So you get no
You
points, no points for a par. You get
Points for a birdie.
points for a birdie, more points for an eagle, couple points for a birdie, 4 points for an eagle. If you make a bogey, you lose a point. If you
Yes.
make a double, you lose
Lose
2
2
points. So that's what the plus and minus
yeah.
means.
So these are pluses, so we're good
Yeah.
with that.
Uh-huh.
And Fish sits at T24 +16 with 8 points on one day and 8 points on the second day.
Yeah. So
So he's doing good.
in the
I
top
watched
25
I watched
going
a
into
little
the
bit.
weekend.
I watched a little bit yesterday, so he's looking good. Hopefully, Fish can pull that out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Corn Ferry Tour. The guys are at the Price Cutter Charity. Daniel Summerhays currently sits T22 -9 on 135 on rounds of 66 and 69. Connor House sits at T46 -7, 137 on rounds of 67 and 70. Peter Quest, T22 -9, 135 on a round of 70 and 65.
Okay. Peter's making the cut.
I know.
Go
I love
Peter.
this.
All right. Yeah.
Preston, unfortunately, did miss the cut on this one, -4, 140 on a round of 75 and 65. But I am so excited to see Peter in this
No
mix.
kidding.
I mean,
Peter was given a sponsor's exemption
He
to
was.
the Utah Championship this week when the Corn Ferry comes here to Utah in a couple weeks. We'll be talking with tournament director Jamie Stokes later in the show to go deep on some of the Utah Championship stuff. But anyway, because Peter only has limited conditional status
yeah.
with the Corn Ferry,
So he's got to-
he'll get another start here in Utah, which is totally right and appropriate.
and you know what? He's used to this one, and he's played in this one, hasn't he?
Yeah, but they're on a different course.
Oh, that's
So
right.
they're
We're
up at
Ogden Country
Ogden,
Club.
yeah.
Country Club.
So we'll see how that goes. Let's
Yeah.
go back to the Open Championship
Yes.
for just a quick minute. I do want to make a comment about Tony's round yesterday.
Yes, please.
Watched him for a fair part of his round. Tony was doing. There were two things about it that were impressive and attention grabbing for me. Number one, Tony looked comfortable.
Okay.
And he hasn't looked comfortable sometimes here recently. He looked comfortable, and I think that really matters. And then he was making pars. He wasn't in trouble. Wasn't blowing the pins down and draining snakes or anything like that, but very comfortable, steady, making pars, and top 10 going into the weekend. Great,
Hey,
great.
we haven't
see.
seen
Great
that for a
to
minute,
see.
so it's
Yeah.
really good to see that. And you're exactly right. When he's comfortable, he plays better.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep.
And pretty much everybody does. All right.
There you go.
We need to do ourselves a little Jet X update.
Come listen to a story about a pro named Jed, a poor 3-putter, he had bogeys in his head. And then one day he was shooting at the green, got the worst dang bounce anybody ever seen. Left, that is, short-sighted, in the rough.
The JetX Jug, brought to us by our good friends at First Utah Bank. Check them out, firstutahbank.com. Taylor Fresh, Tay Freshy, continues to not only lead, but she's pulling away a little bit. 240 points with her team of Andrew Putnam, Eric Cole, and Eric Van Royen. This JetX Jug, of course, the backdoor fantasy game we play here at Utah Golf Radio, where we are identifying the 3 players who will barely keep their cards, barely make the top 100 in the FedEx standings, and you get a point for every position that they finish up to, and including number 100, 101 and beyond. What do they get, Jan?
They get nothing.
Nothing, not a nil, no points.
Look at these points. Look at Tom Kim up here at
I know.
94. But Eric Van Rooyen is actually doing well on the other tour. On the other, wait, isn't Eric Van Rooyen doing well on?
Yeah,
the
he's
Barracuda?
leading the Barracuda.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
if he holds on and wins
He's
there,
gonna lose some points.
he'll
there.
lose some points. Absolutely, he
Yep,
will.
yep.
Yeah,
Yes, I knew I saw him.
Rhino moves into second place.
With Tom Kim.
New one on the leaderboard because Tom Kim.
That's 94 points.
Yeah. So that works out well there. All right.
Fun.
We want to send some love to
Yes.
Ben Wilson.
What?
Ben Wilson is the Zions Bank Player of the Week, presented by Fairways Magazine. The AJGA, the national top-level elite junior tour, the American Junior Golf Association, AJGA, was in Salt Lake City this last week. They played at Glenmore. And a local kid, they're top players, boys and girls both,
Yep.
top players from around the nation. Actually, a lot of international players as well. Top players from around the world came to Utah this last week for this AJGA event at Glenmore, and a local kid, Ben Wilson, who is the son of Utes assistant coach Keith Wilson, and Ben will be playing for the University of Utah when that moment comes. Ben Wilson wins this 54-hole stroke play event with a score of 13 under 203 on rounds of 67, 68, and 68.
Okay,
And-
so this is his second round of just 200. Didn't he also win the Ben Wilson?
Yeah.
Didn't he win one over at Glendale?
Well, he won a UJGA, event. Yeah.
But
This is
but
an
he-
AJ. This is a national
Okay.
event. Okay.
Yes.
And so a much bigger deal
bigger
but with
stage.
a deeper, broader field. And one thing to note is that his third round 68 included a stretch of making 3 birdies in a row on the back 9 coming down the stretch to win this thing.
Wow.
And so doing what he needed to do in,
But
in the moment. he
we
needed
mentioned
to do.
Ben Wilson before.
no,
so,
no,
yeah,
no-
this,
no
is
question.
what I was getting at.
Yeah.
Is that we mentioned it before, and it won't be the last time.
No,
I have a
no.
feeling that we're going to see Ben quite a bit.
No question. As a matter of fact, we will see talk about Ben later in the show.
Okay.
When in the next segment, when we talk to Derek Fox, who is the head coach at Corner Canyon High School, where Ben goes to high school. Corner Canyon and Lone Peak are at the National High School Championship. We're going to talk about that with Coach Fox when we come back on the other side. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Yeah. Utah Golf Radio. Coming to you live today from the mothership, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, the Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee. Paul and Jan with you today. We are powered, as always, by T-Box. Check them out at tbx.golf, and be sure to swing by the new facility, the first one in Salt Lake County. It's in Riverton, run by Kelton Hirsch and Carly Hirsch, and right easy off of Bangalore in Riverton. You got to go check out this. They have solved the mystery of the whole golfer experience, Jan, with clubs, coaching, and community. This first hour of the show is presented by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com or the Salt Lake City Golf app, wherever you get your apps. You can use either the app or the website to make tee times for any of the great Salt Lake City golf courses. We are joined now by a good friend and one of the impactful leaders and professionals in the Utah golf community. I'm talking Derek Fox from Impact Golf Center. And, oh, yeah, he's got a little side gig.
Side hustle.
Side hustle. Coaching one of the top high school teams in the nation. We're talking Corner Canyon High School, and I'm going to let Derek tell you where they are. Derek, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
So good. Derek, tell us where you're standing right now.
We're just on the 18th hole in Pinehurst, number 5, sweating a little bit in the heat and the humidity, but it's kind of getting a practice round in today, so it's a lot of fun.
Oh, this is so cool. Derek and the Corner Canyon High School team, Jan, they're at the National High School Championship. Yeah, national. This is the big time. National High School Championship being played at Pinehurst.
A little old course called Pinehurst.
Yeah, so of course there's 10 of them there, and you're playing 3 different courses in this event. Tell us where you'll be playing it, Derek.
So we're playing number 5, number 6, and number 8.
Nice.
I think our rotation is 6, 5, 8.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Tell us a little. Go ahead.
Boys are rounding into form nice, so it should be ready for. I mean, I didn't get all of them out here right away because obviously we had a bunch playing in the AJGA there. I had one that missed the U.S. Amateur by a shot in Denver, so. Well, I finally have them all together, so.
Well,
ready to go.
we want to talk to you about your team,
Yes.
and we did mention Ben Wilson's win in the AJGA event earlier in the show, but first of all, let's talk about how it is, why it is that you are there. No small thing that you're in the field.
Yeah. So obviously, they invite every state champion to attend. So winning the 6A state championship last 2 years, we've got automatic burst. They also look at your ranking. So we've been here in the past just based on our ranking. Lone Peak's out here this year as well because obviously they're, we're number 1 in the nation right now, and Lone Peak's number 2 in the nation right now. So
let's
just wait for a second because that's so cool.
That. Does anybody have any question about the strength of Utah Junior Golf?
Yeah,
Utah Golf General, Utah. Okay, yeah, this should
huge.
just set any question totally aside.
Yep, put it all to bed.
Number 1 and number 2 in the nation are Utah high school teams. Okay, let's keep going. I interrupted you.
Yeah, that could change a little bit. Like, obviously, with the spring season, they don't have those rankings out, but we'll definitely both finish, probably in the top 3 or 4 once all the rankings come out. I'd be surprised if we moved down. There's only been 2 teams in history that had a higher ranking slot than we currently have.
Wow.
So I would be surprised if we get bumped, but it is possible. But no matter what, we'll be, 2 of the top 5 teams in the nation will be from Utah. So
that's amazing.
It's definitely been fun to see these boys, and this will be my 8th year coaching, so it's been kind of fun creating this culture and seeing boys. I think I've had 7 boys earn D1 scholarships so far, with a couple more coming, and obviously we have a state am champ now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was incredible to be up there supporting Bo and getting some good work in with him before the week before to get his confidence back, and So it's been a fun job. Like I tell everybody, it's the hardest 2 months of my year. It's my hardest 2 months of my year because I still got a business to run, and obviously, we're still the number one ranked club fitting facility in the country.
Uh-huh.
It's located in Utah, so we're Golf Magazine's top 100 club fitter in America, and so between that and teaching, obviously I've been doing a lot with me and T have been hanging out a little bit, which has been fun as well. So watching him succeed at the British, but it's fun. This is my favorite 2 months of the year. It's just seeing these boys accomplish their dreams. I tell them I have no desire to play anymore because it's fun to just live vicariously through them.
That is so cool. And look, we know what amazing work you and your team do at Impact, and you're right. The the club fitting there is just unreal. You've taken it to such a high level, and it's really cool what you're doing there. Adding on top of that, Derek, what you do with these boys is just otherworldly. Let's talk about your team.
Yeah, let's talk about team.
Tell us who you took.
Who you took?
So we've got obviously Ben Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
We got Ty Brady,
Okay.
who is committed at the UVU. We got Tice Bowman, who actually just got offered by Utah Tech the day before he came out here. So that's exciting. And then I got Will Pisa. And then I've got Drew Wilson, who is Ben's younger brother, who's coming in as a freshman this year. And then I also have Boston Bleckel, who will be a senior for me this year. So really good players. I mean, we've got obviously losing Bowen, those are big shoes to fill.
Yeah, that's Bowen Moss, who just won the state am. Mm-hmm.
Champ.
Yep.
Yeah, but we'll have a good team this year. It's definitely it's fun. I've got a lot of kids up and coming that are working hard, and the 6 that are out here, they'll be if they play how they know they can play, we'll have a good chance at a national championship, in my opinion. So.
Of course, Ben Wilson, as we noted earlier in the show, just coming off an AJGA win that happened to be in Utah. It was here at Glenmore. And look, I don't care if it's in your home, the course you live on. The field in an AJGA event is so deep and so broad, comes from such a wide swath of the world. To win an AJGA event anywhere, anytime is a big, big deal. And so Ben, coming off that, then gets on a plane and goes to this event at Pinehurst. Really cool. Got to make you feel good as a coach to bring in a player like that.
Yeah, his confidence right now.
They're all, right now these guys have all been playing a lot of good golf at Junior World, and then, Will and Tice had good state AMs. I think they
did.
Both made it to the round of 32, and Tice just finished 4th at the AJGA last week as well, so he's playing well. Drew played good in San Diego, so it's definitely good. They're rounding into form. Ty Brady's playing great out here. He's had a little slower start to his summer. He had some hip surgery and some issues he had to deal with early after the high school season ended, but he's hitting it great out here, and he's had some good rounds. But obviously, anytime you're coming back from injury, it just takes reps and time to get kind of comfortable with your game again. So, but he's looking great down here, and I'm excited. This is probably I've had good teams come out here before, but this is probably my strongest squad that I've brought to the Nationals. So it's hard because they plan it over, the U.S. Junior Am's going on right now. So a lot of things have to fall your way to get your top guys out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tell us how old, where in their class standing each of these players are. I lose track of who's in their last year, who's moving on, and all that. So tell us where that all stands with these guys.
So Ty Brady is moving on, so he will start at UVU in the fall.
Okay.
Ben Wilson, Tice Bowman, Will Pisa, and Boston Bleckel will all be seniors for me this year.
Ooh, okay. So they'll be back,
so
and they've got more good things to do.
Yes. So I get them for one more season, and then Drew Wilson, it will be an incoming freshman. And then, we're definitely losing some horses. So I feel like, the coaching role the last 3 years has been a lot about, I already have amazing players. It's about just helping them with game plans and strategy. And, you know, we're going to be definitely not, I would say not in a full rebuild, because I've got kids developing all the time through impact and lessons. And I've got a bunch of kids that have, they'll surprise some people in a couple years, a lot like Ty Anderson did at State. I mean, Ty tried out for me a sophomore year, had never played competitive golf, and, you know, shoot 67 for me at State last year, and was a big reason why we won. And so we'll always have some kids like that that'll, you know, I'm fairly good at identifying in tryouts kids that have good swings and good potential. And if they really want to grind, you know, we've got a pretty good track record with what we do of helping them get better. So
no question, no
yeah,
question.
It'll be fun.
So the names Ben Wilson, Will Pisa, Tice Bowman, these are names we've said before. We're used to these guys making news and making noise. Drew Wilson is younger, as you mentioned. He's just coming in. And I think that this is a kid with a high ceiling. Tell us a little more about Drew, the younger brother.
Yeah, so Drew, I mean, Drew's got a lot of game. He's very long for his age. You know, usually when I get a freshman in there, you know, I remember having Tice out here kind of in the same situation when Tice was coming in his freshman year, and he's maybe hitting at 220 off the tee. And, you know, I'm watching Drew hit it, you know, 280, 300 at sea level as a incoming freshman. Great short game, great hands, obviously a lot of tournament experience, you know, playing against some really great competition in that younger age group. You know, there's another batch. It just seems like there's batch after batch that just, you keep thinking there's going to be a break, you know, oh, the Jones boys are gone. You know, that group's kind of gone. Oh, now it's Akinas and, you know, Parker Buns and Boston Bracken and Bowen Moss, and then that group's kind of gone. And you're like, oh, now you got Ben Wilson, Tice Bowman, Will Pisa, Blake Brown, Ryder's Jewish. It's like, oh, then that group will be gone. And then there's just like,
Derek, I have a feeling that we're going to have a lot more of the. You're going to have that feeling a lot.
Yeah, I mean, a rising tide raises all ships. I think the thing that's great with the community of Utah golf and what I try to do at Impact is, you know, we're just trying to help these kids accomplish their dreams, and they get out and play against these great players, and they're like, I got to be better. And so these kids are so motivated. Like, you know, these kids, man, the ones that really click and want it, they eat, drink, and sleep this, and they work hard, and they're great kids. And obviously golf teaches them great life skills. And, you know, there's so many great kids, not just that I coach, that, you know, are a part of the golf community. Everybody I get a chance to fit or meet in Utah junior golf is just, for the most part, just a really good young men that have good work ethics. And it just, I think it is. I think it's just a rising tide just raises that ship, and they see the Cooper Joneses and the Zach Joneses and, you know, the Jackie Mosses and the guys of the past, and they go, I want to be that. And so they start working, and then you get that next batch that the other kids are like, I want to be that. And then that group's gone, and these other kids, I want to be that. So it's just kind of pulled, I mean, all the way from back when I played with, you know, Boyd Summerhays and Scott Hills and Danny Summerhays and, you know, some of the great players I played against. It's,
Boy,
you know, Marty
that's
Jacks. And,
exactly right.
Utah's have a rich history in Utah of, you know, junior golf. So
yeah, no
it's
question.
been fun being a part of that. Like,
yeah.
The high school job's definitely changed my outlook a little bit about what I love to do and what I'm passionate about. And, you know, it's there's nothing more exciting than seeing these boys accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. Like being there with Bo last week was just, I was more excited for him last week than I've ever been for anything I've ever done personally in golf. Like seeing him work hard the week before and making a few tweaks to his putting and just seeing him work hard and get his confidence back. And, you know, I joked with him before the week and said, look, you're going to win this thing, but you better make it to Saturday or I don't get to watch you. And so the second he made it to Saturday, I trucked up there, and, you know, I'm glad I did, because that's just such a special moment for him and his family, and watching the work he put in over the week before and just seeing it come to fruition. You know, I tell Tony that all the time too. It's just so fun when I get an opportunity to help him a little bit and just see him play well on tour. It's like, if you can't be on tour yourself or winning state ams yourself, the next best thing is helping the people around you do it. You know.
No question. And it was fun to walk along with you and up at Logan Country Club last week and share that with so many people who were following Bowen and cheering for him. That was really great. Derek, you are one of the leading lights in the Utah game, and what you're doing with these boys is so cool. Obviously, what you've done for so long at Impact matters. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you're busy. You're out there standing on Pinehurst, for crying out loud, and talking to us. So really appreciate
Not
it.
a better place to be. So.
hard to think of one right now. Give our best to your team. We're going to be watching and cheering for you, and so go knock 'em dead.
Bring it home.
Awesome. Thanks for all you guys do.
Thanks,
Derek.
All right, Jan, that is so cool.
I know. Bring it home. Let's go. We got 1 and 2.
Yeah, Corner Canyon and
if
Lone
anybody
Peak
has a
both.
chance of bringing it home, we do.
Yep, no kidding. No reason not to do it.
I know, exactly.
And look, we should note, Skyline has won this event twice as well. Back in the days when they had Simon Kwan, who won the individual one year, and Tyson Shelley on that Skyline team.
Yeah.
They won this thing back a few years ago as well. So there's a history there. There's a legacy, and now it is in Corner Canyon and Lone Peak's hands, and good hands to be in.
And again, we have an incredibly good shot at this. So
yeah.
We have some great young players, and look at the leadership that they have. Derek is incredible.
It matters.
Yep.
So good. All right, we got to take a break.
Yes, we do.
When we come back on the other side, we'll talk little things and stuff. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Yeah, Brother Tom bringing us back. Utah Golf Radio, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah in partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. We are powered, as always, by T-Box, tbx.golf, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, community, and coaching. Be sure to check out the new T-Box in Riverton with Kelton and Carly Hirsch.
Mm-hmm.
This first hour of the show is brought to us by Salt Lake City Golf at slcgolf.com or the Salt Lake City Golf app.
Which I use to make my tee time for today.
Where are you playing?
I'm playing Nibley.
Nice. I like me some Nibley.
I love Nibley. It's just fun. I've been playing it really well, too. Even my Achilles hole.
Which is?
Do you? I don't know. I think I'm the only person that calls it that. I made that up years ago. But there are certain holes on certain golf courses that are challenging for me, so I call them my Achilles hole.
Which is it?
Number 5.
Okay, that's fair. 5 can be hard.
Yeah, number 5 is just a little bit of a challenge, just because how far I hit, and then I have to hit a second shot to get to the the creek,
all the water stuff going on, and the mounds, and
then the clear,
So there's
that
the
one's
creek,
a little
there's the pond, there's the mounds.
I
there's a lot going on.
I can't get out of there without a double bogey. It's just it's really
okay. Jan, play for bogey.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to play for par. I'm just trying to get better than the one before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. We need ourselves a little things and stuff.
I'm doing stuff. Things. It's stuff.
Things and stuff. Brought to us by our good friends at Uinta Golf, and we are joined now by Dallin Allred from the Sugar House store at Uinta. Dallin, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, Dallin. We love us some Uinta Golf, and especially we're watching something like the Open Championship, and I'm thinking, I got to get me some of what those guys are using. Tell us what's happening, what's going on, what's hot at Uinta.
There's a lot going on. It's been really, really busy here in the store, but I would say this year probably the hottest driver, in my opinion, would be that Callaway Elite.
Oh, really? Interesting. Okay.
Super, super forgiving. Very, very good shot dispersion. Controls the spin very well. I've worked for Callaway on the side as well for about 5 years, and I haven't always played their driver, but this year the driver's fantastic. It's blown me away. And right now they're actually doing a promo. If you trade in your old clubs for either the Elite or like the new Apex irons or anything like that, you can get double the trade-in value. So you're basically getting retail for your old stuff.
Wow.
Trade into the new Callaways.
Okay. Are people doing that? Are you moving a lot?
Yeah, for sure. It's pretty rare to see a promo like this. Sometimes they'll do like a 50% bump, but this is basically 100% on top of your trade. So you get your trade's worth 150, you can get up to 300 for it.
Nice.
Wow. What is the price point on the Elite?
So standard Elite heads $599. The Triple Diamond, which is going to be the smaller, kind of better player driver, is $649.
Okay. And these things, based on my understanding from different reviews I've read, the Elite generates a ton of speed, ball speed, and people are moving the ball farther with this club. Tell us about that.
Exactly. So what Callaway's done is you hear a lot of AI talk from Callaway, but basically just what it boils down to is a bigger sweet spot and more ball speed on miss hit shots. So you don't necessarily have to hit dead center of the club face to hit a really good drive. And I'm a testament to that, because I definitely don't hit it very often, but still been hitting some really good drives with this club.
I feel you, my brother. It's all good. I'm curious on the internal structure of the Elite driver. Is Callaway still using what they called the jailbreak, were vertical stabilization bars? Are they still using that?
They're not. So they actually stopped doing that, I think, in 22 or 23. That
Okay,
they
Okay.
managed to
I'm
get
normally
space.
I'm normally 2 or 3 years behind.
Yeah, but I
things
didn't.
here.
We hear that they had them, but we didn't hear that they
Okay.
took them out.
Okay.
Yeah, the way they got around that is the reason they did that in the first place is to keep the stiffness of the face at impact.
Mhm.
But they are able to manufacture the face with this new titanium to keep the stiffness and then pull the weight down and back in the head to make it more forgiving. So it's going to be hotter than when they had jailbreak, but also a lot more forgiving.
Yeah, I was going to say, plus having that weight back helps with your spin rate as well. So,
Yeah,
really, really great stuff. All right, what do people need to do if they're listening to this and thinking, got to get me an elite driver? What do they need to do?
Need to come down to the store, bring in their old clubs to trade in. We'll give them the quote, and we'll get them fit into the right loft, the right shaft, and everything like that. That's super important. Just as important as getting a new club is getting the right fit.
Oh,
So
no
I would
kidding.
encourage people to either book an appointment with us online, call in over the phone, set up an appointment. We can get them in, get them set up with the right elite driver, and go from there.
Okay. Check it out, guys. WorldWifeGolfShops.com. Go to any of the 5 Uinta stores in Utah. They're in Riverdale, Sugar House, Sandy, Orem, and St. George. And Dallin, we sure appreciate you joining us and telling us about this stuff today. Thank you, friend.
Yeah. Come here to the original. Here in
okay.
Sugar
Yes.
House. This
Good
is
point.
the original store.
The original,
Since
the
1981. Yeah.
Good point.
The
I
Founders
appreciate that.
store.
Right there on 21st South. Go to the original. All right. Thank you, man.
All right. Thank you.
That's it.
That's
fun.
true.
That's fun, Jan. He's right. That,
He is.
that
It's
is
the
the
one- it's
original
the
one.
original
That's
store.
yeah. Been going
where
there
it started.
Been going there for more than a minute.
And now they've built
Uh-huh.
one everywhere there's a
They're
golf
all
course.
over. Okay, that's really good. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back on the other side, Jan, we need to tee up and preview the Women's State
Yes,
Am.
I'm
Women's State
excited.
Am next week. We're going to do that with Kurt Craigthorpe on the other side. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. That means Utah Golf Radio coming to you live today from the mothership in the beautiful downtown studios of ESPN 700, getting you inside the ropes on all things golf in Utah. In partnership with Utah's leading golf organizations, the Utah Golf Association, Utah Section PGA, Fairways Media, the Utah Golf Foundation, the Utah Golf Course Superintendents Association, the Utah Junior Golf Association, and First Tee Utah. We are powered by T-Box, where they have cracked the code on the whole golfer experience with clubs, coaching, and community. And T-Box now has a facility open in Salt Lake County in Riverton, right hard off of Bangerter, that is being run by Kelton Hirsch and Carly Hirsch. Got to go check them out. And this second hour of the show, Jan, is brought to us by Mountainland Power Equipment. You are doing summer projects, make sure that you are getting the power equipment you need from Mountainland Power Equipment. We are joined now by our good friend and legend in Utah sports, Kurt Craigthorpe, Fairways Magazine. We need to tee up and talk about, preview, the Utah Women's State Amateur Championship. Women's State Am will take place this next week, starting Monday at Wasatch Mountain on the Lake Course. Kurt Craigthorpe, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Morning, Paul and Jan.
Good morning.
So glad to have you with us, Kurt. Kurt, we worked ourselves ragged doing a State Am last week up in Logan, and bam, time for another one. This time the women take the tee, and they are going to the Lake Course at Wasatch Mountain. What are your general thoughts as we head into the Women's State Am?
Yeah, it's interesting. The last few years, we've had a couple of UGA women's tournaments in advance of the State Am. So we had a little form chart going.
Yeah.
Whether it was the Mary Lou Baker Open or the women's stroke play, or even one year it seemed like both of them were before the State Am, and so we had an idea of who was playing well. But it's a little more cloudy picture beyond the obvious first tier of the top 3 or 4 golfers. So it'll be interesting in that respect.
Yeah, it will be indeed. The Mary Lou comes in second week of August this year. We have had the junior State Am that Navy Hubs won, and then of course Remy Rawlings was a finalist there. She's in the field, but you're so right. We haven't had a lot of data going into this, so I'm going to start by saying something just painfully obvious. All roads run through Kelsey Chugg.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the defending champ. She's a 6-time champ. Until somebody beats her,
It's Kelsey Chugg.
The tournament is all conversations start and end with Kelsey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's true not only from a next week perspective, but a historic perspective.
Yeah.
And so as long as Kelsey is in the field, she'll be part of the conversation, even if 25 years from now she's not a true contender. But two things are true. One is she is a true contender
Mm-hmm.
in her mid-30s, and she's playing for history. So that's what I always say going into it. It will be framed by Kelsey Chugg in one fashion or another.
Yeah, you're so right, and I love the phrase "framed by history." That is well said, because yes, Kelsey will have matches. Where somebody's going to draw her, and they're going to have to go play her, and Kelsey will need to focus in the moment and do the job. But the reality is, Kelsey Chugg, Jan, isn't just playing a match, and she isn't just playing this State Am. She is playing against history and the greatest players in the history of the game in Utah. And that is thin air, but that's where Kelsey's breathing.
Yep.
And Kurt, it is so interesting to me to look at it in that perspective. I love the way you say it, framed by history.
Yeah, I mean, I just think about what would the women's State Am be without Kelsey? I mean, in a lot of ways, she has shaped this whole event over the last 13, 14 years. It's interesting to go back to I just keep having this vision of myself sitting in my car in the parking lot in Wasatch in 2013, waiting out the rain delay between nines of the final match, and to think about who Kelsey Chug was at that time, just having completed her Weber State career, and coincidentally enough, that's the only other time she's come back to a venue as a defending champion.
Yes,
is then at Wasatch and next week at Wasatch, and so it's you kind of got that tie in, and she actually played in the LPGA Q School that fall. So theoretically, if her life had gone a different direction, we never would have seen her in the State Am again. And yet here we are 12 years later, and if she wins a seventh, that places her solo number 2 all time for most wins, and would be one behind Bev Nelson. And so I feel blessed to have her in my era of coverage. I'll put it that way.
No, yeah, exactly. I share that view. That we get to watch this now. Bev Nelson, when she won her 8, the State Am was a very different event, and yeah, good. It's evolved over the years and become stronger. And I want to talk about one of the significant changes that will be applied this year in a minute. But it is really something cool. And I've thought about this many times, that I get to see this historically significant player doing her thing right in front of our eyes. We get to walk along and watch it, talk to her. It is really a cool thing, Jan.
Well, I mean, it sounds a little silly to say this, but her memories are our memories.
No, I like that.
The way that we get to remember everything the way that at the moment when she saw it, we're seeing the same thing, and this is something that we'll be able to tell our grandkids. When our grandkids play, like my granddaughter plays, she knows Kelsey Chug, so it's one of those things where Kelsey just has made an impact on not just the women's game, but the totality of golf in general.
Yes, so very true. So very true. Media Day was held by the UGA earlier this week, and we were there for that. We had a chance to talk with Kelsey for a minute. Olivia, let's run that tape with Kelsey Chug.
Kelsey, heading into a State Am, you are one of the favorites and the defending champ, which is nothing unusual. That's hardly even news.
Yeah, I'm excited to play again. It feels like it's been a quick year. Feels like just yesterday we were at Talons, but I'm really looking forward to the event and being up here at Wasatch again.
Yeah, you've won here before, and so obviously familiar territory. How are you feeling about it? Looking forward to next week. How's the game?
Game is okay. It's coming around. Didn't play a ton in June, but I'm feeling good. So that's good. And then just being back up here, I've played some events up here since the last State Am. This was 13 years ago, but being back up here today, I felt a lot of good vibes and memories were creeping into my mind from that time in 2012.
One of the changes in the format for this year is a 36-hole scheduled final. Have you played a 36-hole match along the way, and what are your thoughts on that?
I have not played a 36-hole match. I think about it.
Yeah, because the USGA Mid-Am, of course, you've been in 3 of those finals. Those are 18 holes.
I wish those ones would have been 36.
Yeah, for the 2, because they were so tight. Yeah, right?
Yeah. And, I think I'm really excited. I think that's a cool change, and I like that it mirrors the USAM. I don't know how it'll play out. I mean, it will be a little more taxing for sure, but I think it does give you some time to catch up and maybe settle the nerves a bit.
Will it change your approach at all? Say you get to the final, which is no stretch. Will it change your approach to how you play it?
No.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's got to be the same mindset, and it's just extra golf.
I like that. Okay, well, Kelsey, we are so looking forward to seeing you play next week. Good luck. 7 has a good ring to it, right?
Yes. Okay, thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Kelsey.
All right, Kurt, let's pick up the theme of this 36-hole final. That is the major change to the format that I was referring to. So just a quick format review. Monday will be an 18-hole stroke play qualifier to set the field of 32 that will play in a 32-player bracket. 18-hole matches morning and afternoon on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then a 36-hole final on Thursday. So, Kurt, let's talk about that 36-hole final. I think that changes things a bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. I went back and looked, and fortunately, as there is for the traditional state am, there's a 100-year history book of the women's state am, and so I was kind of surprised to learn that from about 1930 to 1961, which was when they went to stroke play after that for about 50 years, that it was a 36-hole final match. So people like Helen Hoffman Bertignoli and Mary Lou Baker always played 36-hole finals. So I was kind of surprised to learn that. In the old days, they actually played more golf. It's crazy to think.
That is interesting.
And, now, one asterisk on this is that the players, unlike the traditional state am, where they have to walk after the quarterfinals, they will be able to use carts throughout. So that somewhat mitigates the exhaustion factor, but it's still a lot of golf. And particularly when you look at the fact that they will have played 36, 36, 36 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Exactly. Yeah. And look, physical fatigue is an element of this format. It's an element of this tournament by design. The endurance factor, the survival factor, is a part of what makes this tournament great. But I think that the mental fatigue is perhaps a bigger element of it. In which case, Kelsey, we go back to Kelsey Chug
again.
because she is so strong
space.
mentally at
Horse
this.
space.
Yeah, she can go into her ice queen mode in a match
and that's
play
exactly
event.
it. And that's where her advantage really is that her ability to turn everything off except for what she's doing at that moment, and continuously do that through 36 holes.
Yeah. Yeah, she has.
She's a warrior.
She has an astonishing ability to do that. Kurt, let's talk about some of the other players in the field. There are a number of others who will be contending for this title, and working Kelsey. It starts with Grace Summerhays. Who has your attention?
Yeah, Grace is obvious choice. I don't know much about her form. The last I knew, she was trying to qualify for the traditional state am at Mountain Dell in early June, and so I don't know much about where and how she's been playing since then, but obviously historic track record both in this event and throughout college at Arizona State. I was pleasantly surprised to see that she was planning to play in this event, assuming that she's planning to turn pro at some point. So it's always a treat to have her in the field. And we've gotten a little bit spoiled by her. I think she's played in something like 6 of the last 7 women's state am, starting at about age 14. So it's been fun to watch her evolution, and just by skill level, she has to be a factor. And another one that comes to mind is Faith Vui, who we didn't know anything about until 2 years ago when she made the quarterfinals, I should say, at Jeremy Ranch, and then the semis last year at Talon's Cove, and so she's got to be in the mix as well. And then you go down the list of college players, and I think you could pick and choose from players from BYU, Westminster, Nebraska, Colorado Mesa. The Utah Tech is an obvious one. They've had some contenders in recent years, so it gets pretty wide open after that top 3, I think.
Yeah, it does, and I appreciate you mentioning Faith Vui. Faith is from Samoa, with family connections in Utah. That's what brings her here and has made her aware of what's going on here. Comes and spends part of the summer in Utah with her family. And Faith Vui is a national champion. She won the New Zealand National Women's Amateur a couple years ago, and so has that experience as well. I played with Faith in the media day up there, and she shot a kind of a effortless, easy ho hum -270. It was fun. It was fun to watch, and fun to walk along with her and be a part of all that. She is legit good. Had a chance to talk with her afterwards, in part so that we all can get to know her. So, Olivia, let's run that tape with Faith Vui.
Faith, you're back in Utah playing in the State Am again. You've made a lot of noise here in these, and yet somehow we feel like we don't know you. Everybody wants to know you. Tell us about you and what brings you to Utah.
Sorry. My name is Faith Vui. I'm 20 at the moment, and what brings me to Utah is obviously the great competition and good golf.
You've got some family here.
I do. I have 2 sisters here, and we're staying with one of them at the moment. So, yeah, it's great to have family here to come and stay with,
And you're from Samoa.
I am from Samoa, yep, born and raised there.
Tell us about Samoa and playing golf there.
Oh, okay. Samoa only has 2 golf courses. Our greens are as good as most fairways out here, so it's great coming out to play amazing courses. It's not a super big sport over there, but it's good enough for me to practice, so I grew up with it, and it's just good.
And you are a national champion. You won the New Zealand Women's Amateur. Tell us about that.
Oh, it was a great week of putting for me. I hit a few good shots as well. It was my first big win, so having that on my roster is great. It was a great competition as well, but I learned a lot from it, so I'm super grateful for that experience.
Tell us something you learned.
Oh, okay. I learned that, I think you learn through golf, but that week's in particular, putting is everything in golf, and making those putts, making the smaller putts, and as many long putts as you can, it makes a big difference. So
it does at that. You just got your first run around, your first trip around Wasatch Mountain Lake. Played well, 2 under 70. Fun to watch. Tell us your thoughts on this golf course going into this tournament.
This golf course, after playing it's just it's not one of those courses you can just stand up and just bomb a drive. You got to think about your shots, and the greens are pretty tricky, but after playing it looks like a fun course to see how good you can play on. So I'm excited.
And tell us your thoughts going into this tournament. You've done well here before, and you're among the pre-tournament favorites. What's on your mind?
Going into next week, I think what's on my mind is just trying to keep calm. If I hit a bad shot, it happens in golf, and I'm excited to see how far I can go, and I'm definitely going in there to win it. So, I'm excited.
Well, we'll be watching for you, and good luck next week.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, some interesting things there, Kurt. As we get to know Faith more, what grabs your attention listening to her conversation there?
I can't help but stop on her description that the greens she plays on in Samoa are like the fairways in Utah.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. So next time that your listeners are complaining about the speed of the greens, picture putting on fairways in Samoa.
Yeah. So, I asked her, well, Faith, how in the world did you get good at putting? And she kind of laughed and she said, well, I came to Utah.
There you go.
That or linoleum on the kitchen floor.
But it is really interesting. She is very, very knowledgeable and thorough in her preparation on each shot, Jan.
She sounds confident.
She is very confident.
And the way that she talked about this course, that it looks like, after I've played it, it looks like it'd be fun to see how good I could do.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So that tells me she's not afraid of it.
No, and she also is very calm.
Yes.
I think that we have to take her seriously, and nobody should be surprised if at the end of this tournament, next Thursday evening, she's the one holding the trophy. Now, again, as we've discussed, she or somebody will have to beat Kelsey Chug.
Yep.
You're going to have to go
I
through
guess that's
Kelsey.
what we should do as we go through our list is who do we think can beat Kelsey?
Well, it actually,
and it's going to be really hard because, these are we have some really great players on here.
Yeah.
But again,
who gets your attention, Jan, of the other
I know
contenders?
I'm not sure about this one, but I was speaking with Aiden Long the other day, and she said I'm ready to win.
Got to be on the list.
So she's
Aiden
on my.
has to
She's
be.
definitely
Yeah.
on my list, and I was talking with her yesterday, and that's something she texted me. She said I am ready to win.
There we go. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. I totally agree with this. Kurt mentioned just kind of in passing players from Nebraska. Well,
yeah,
yes,
who's that?
technically true, but it's a Utah player, Arden Lockheim.
Oh, Arden Lockheim.
Yeah,
yes.
she
I played with her last year in the media day. She's wonderful.
And terrific player.
Yes.
Very strong, high-speed player. I think that we will see her make some noise this week.
And here's my dark horse.
Okay.
Molly Mulhall.
Molly Mulhall is in the field, as is her little sister Palmer.
Yeah.
These, of
I don't
course,
think
are
Palmer's
sisters.
ready yet, but I think
Palmer's
Molly,
very young.
Yeah, but I think Molly could definitely make a run.
Yeah, she totally could. I think you have to pay attention to the name Jane Olson.
Oh, 100%.
From
And
Riverton
Kate Walker.
and playing at Utah Tech, and then of course Kate Walker. And Kurt, this is an interesting pairing.
Yeah, I thought
Kate
that
Walker,
was weird.
Kelsey Chug in a twosome at 7:30. These are both quick players. They might be done by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, they could be.
Exactly, and I actually like the fact that there's only one stroke play round. Now you do get some weird variables sometimes, like at Jeremy Ranch, Kelsey being the number 21 seed.
Yes,
because you talk about a sample size of a 36-hole final, an 18-hole qualifying round is a pretty small sample size, so that can affect the bracket, and it's interesting how it works. I did this story over the winter about the 7 people that have beaten Kelsey in this State Am match play, and other than Grace Summerhays, and even with the asterisk that she was only 16 at the time, you wouldn't have picked any of those people going into the tournament as being capable to do it. So to me, that just underscores what Kelsey has done, that you can be upset at any time, and yet it only happens every other year. So
right.
That's what's fun about it. I mean, it's the fact that she is so successful, and yet it's not an automatic thing to pencil her in. So that's what's awesome about match play, and that's what's wonderful about this historic tournament.
Totally is. Great stuff. All right, folks, make sure that you are following Kurt Craigthorpe's social media. He is on Twitter at Utah Golfers. Make sure that you are following Randy Dodson's social media. There will be updates throughout the tournament. We will be up there with podcast updates as well and with some live streaming. The stroke play portion, just 18 holes, as Kurt says, so it'll be a sprint.
That'll be a fast day.
A sprint with no margin for a big mistake. You've got to be on for that 18 holes of the stroke play. There's likely to be a playoff. We'll be ready to live stream that when that takes place as well. And then the final on Thursday, that'll be live streamed on the UGA Instagram. Yeah, so great stuff. Kurt, thank you so much for joining us. Looking forward to seeing this thing play out, man.
Okay, we'll see you in Midway.
All right. Women's State Am this week, Jan.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We always love State Am.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the format already was really, really good. It already was absolutely top notch. Making the final 36 holes just seals the deal. It is now the same format as the U.S. Women's Am, which, of course, is coming to Utah in 2034. Be played at the Country Club of Salt Lake.
And it's starting to be, with the exception of Kelsey, because Kelsey is a god. The girls that we're seeing they're starting to get names for themselves in terms of when we talk about the men's State Am, we have the top 10, we know who can win. We're starting to get the point where we can probably pick the top 5 that'll do extremely well in the women's. because we're getting some really our women's game is getting so strong in these young women.
Absolutely. Great stuff. All right. Jan, we need to talk about somebody who needs some relief.
I'm just trying to do my best. I need some. Give it to me, 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 give it to me.
Brought to us by Duro Health. Check them out at durohealth.com. This innovative back therapy and training method that they do at Duro Health makes a difference. I'm doing it, and I tell you, Jan, I feel better. I move better. I have more flexibility. I have more mobility. I am able to make the turn and swing the club faster as a result of going to Duro Health. Cannot recommend this strongly enough. Go check it out, durohealth.com, and tell them we sent you from Utah Golf Radio. So I'll tell you who needs some relief, Jan. Shane Lowry yesterday in the Open Championship was assessed a 2-stroke penalty that still has people buzzing a little bit, and not everybody agrees with it, but the ball moved. No question the ball moved. There are 2 questions associated with the penalty. One is whether he caused it to move, number 1. Number 2, if he was aware of it. It was video footage, high resolution, zoomed in video footage that showed everything. It showed it clearly. All right, good job, broadcast team. But the rules of golf say intentionally doing it and knowing that you did it. And Shane said he was certainly not intentional and didn't know. But then he did something really interesting, which I understand certainly, but also admire. He said, I don't want to feed the beast of social media. I don't want to be that guy who's trying to skirt the rules.
Right.
Give me the penalty. But it cost him. Cost him 2 shots.
Well, exactly, and he was 1 under at the time.
And he ends up finishing, was credited with a 72, which is 1 over on the par 71 Portrush. He needed some relief from that.
He did. That's such a tough call, and good on him for really, for taking it in the chin, really, because he knew that it would cause more grief later on if he didn't take it.
Yeah.
And this way he's safe. No one can begrudge him anything at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah. I think he had a legit case to say, no, I should not have been penalized.
Yeah.
From what I see, because you take the video element out of it, and he said, no, I didn't intentionally do that.
And that's the whole thing. You're looking at the
Yeah.
video, but you're not looking at him. You can't see that he can't see it, or that he could see it.
Well, anyway.
Anyway, bummer.
Bummer indeed. All right, let's talk about somebody on a Sizz. On a Sizz, brought to us by Next Level Golf. One word, Scotty.
Scheffler.
Who else? What else? Scotty Scheffler, unreal, Tiger-esque performance over now 3 years. Scotty Scheffler leading the British Open. There, I did it. Leading the Open Championship. Now, he has been tied through 4 holes by Matt Fitzpatrick. Okay, we might have the Open playing on the TV here in the studio, folks.
We might.
But
we also got to see Tony move up to
Tony
T5.
is now T5.
From
Let's
T10
note
this
that.
morning to T5.
T5. Tony is moving up. But holy cow, there's 3 dozen stats we could go to with Scotty Scheffler.
Oh my goodness,
Let me just note
Give us a
this. Just one.
Okay.
He over the past 10 major championships, Scotty is 92 under par. Next, Xander Schauffele, 46 under par. Nearly double in terms of strokes under par over that span. Scotty Scheffler's in another world. He's in another place. Fun to watch. We talked about being able to see something historic with Kelsey Chugg, and we are. We were able to see something historic with Tiger Woods. I think we're watching something historic now with Scotty Scheffler.
Yep. And it's funny though because it is because plays such a boring game of golf, but yet it's so exciting all at the same time.
Yeah. Well, he plays smart golf.
Yes, he's a good. He's just good.
He's not pushing the envelope. He's playing what the course gives him, but just doing so efficiently and effectively.
Well, he's playing to win.
And because you keep big numbers off your card, you're going to win.
That's right.
All right. We got to take a break. When we come back, as promised, we're going to be talking with Jamie Stokes, the tournament director of the Corn Ferries Utah Championship, coming to the Ogden Golf and Country Club in a couple weeks. Jamie Stokes on the other side. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network. Yeah, okay. We're on.
It's like happy music.
That's-
It's like celebration of OB music.
Okay.
Celebrating OB.
OB, Olivia Benyon.
Olivia Benyon, we're celebrating you today.
In her final run as being our producer, keeping us on the air, keeping us.
Her series. This is her series finale.
Yeah, her series finale. This is it. Game of Thrones not coming back.
No.
Olivia, her swan song, and kept us on the air for 4 years. Jan,
Yep.
Olivia Benyon. So
so
appreciate
excited for her
everything
and her
she's done.
future.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're coming back.
We're coming back. Yeah, we'll be back. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, really. We'll be back.
Yes.
But we are joined now by Jamie Stokes.
Yes.
The tournament director for the Utah Championship on the Corn Ferry Tour that will be at the Ogden Golf and Country Club here in a couple of weeks. Jamie, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, Paul. Thanks for having me on the show today.
So glad to have you with us for a minute. You are in full metal jacket tournament prep mode, so we appreciate you taking a moment. So many things to be done. Tell us, how are preparations going with a new venue?
With the new switch. You switched clubs.
Yeah, it's actually going very well. You know, it's been a great transition here to Ogden Country Club. You know, we spent the last 8 or so years down in Farmington at Oak Ridge Country Club and had a great run there. And but you know, it came up with the opportunity to come to Ogden. You know, it was just a time for a change, a little bit of a refresher for the event, and we took that opportunity, and we're thrilled to be here. The club has been a great resource and a great asset, and their membership seems to be extremely excited about the event. You know, of course, even other people in the community we run into, we've talked to, are thrilled to have the event here, and so we're excited to be here. It's a new course, a new challenge. It presents its challenges, but it also presents opportunities. And so we're thrilled to be here and have an opportunity to play in Ogden, Utah, at Ogden Golf and Country Club.
Absolutely. Look, the OGCC is a championship course at its core. It has a legacy and a history of hosting championships, both professional and amateur. Just most recently, State Am was there last year that Cole Ponich won. And one thing we know is that this course can stand up against the top players. It will be so interesting, Jamie, to see how they handle some of the severely sloped greens, and there's going to be heavy rough. Talk to us about what kind of course conditions the players can expect.
Yeah, you're right. It is a fantastic facility, and their superintendent, Greg Gilmore, is top notch. He's one of the best I've seen in the country. And you know, I came here last year to do a site visit of this facility last July with a colleague of mine from the PGA Tour to look at it, just to see if it was even, you know, an option. And we were kind of like, hey, let's not let anybody know we're really going. Let's just show up, you know, because we want to see what a day-to-day operation was like there. And we both spent like 2 hours out here, and I looked at him and I was like, we could play here today.
Yeah,
and that's the truth. It's just a great place. They do a great job of keeping it in immaculate condition. You know, conditions for the players. You're right, Paul. The defense is in the greens and the rough here of this golf course. You know, we've changed it a little bit. We flipped the nines here from how they normally play it. Their 9 is our 18. So it's just about space and how we can set up grandstands. But we flipped those, and we've turned the course into a par 70 for the competition. We'll be playing. Would be number 10 for us and number 7 as par 4s.
Okay, makes sense.
No, excuse me, it'd be their normal number. Yeah, it'd be their normal number 1 would be turning into a par 4, and their normal number 7 would be turning into a par 4. Yeah. If I get them screwed up, I get them mixed up sometimes. I apologize for that.
No, I get it. That can be hard.
The nines, I start thinking, where are we at with that? You know.
Right.
But regardless, we turned a couple of holes in the so now they're a couple of great long par 4s. And, you know, and right now, you know, they've already started going the rough up. They're going to let it really take off here in the next week or so. So the rough, these tough greens, these small, tough greens, and even the fairways here, you know. I mean, you go stand in the fairway, you may look like you're on a nice even lie, but when you get out there, it's, you know, the ball's a little below your feet. It's a little above your feet, you know, on every hole. And so it's going to be a nice challenge for the guys. We'll see what they do. I mean, they're great players, and they make it look super easy sometimes. But it'll be fun to see how it goes.
It will be at that. I was talking with Bob Wallace, the head golf professional, a couple days ago, and he said that the rough is currently around 3.5 inches. They're going to top it off at 3.5 here first of next week, and then let it grow. So it'll be a solid 4 inches. 4 inches of rough to some of those lightning quick slopey greens when you're chipping around the green. That's going to be work, man.
Yeah, I agree, and like I said, and that's part of the great defense of this place, I think. And but it'll be fun. Like I said, these guys are just so good, and like I said, sometimes they make it look easy, but it's still not as easy as it looks, And so it'll be interesting to see how they tackle some of these greens, especially with some of that high rough. It won't be easy, but some of them might make it look easy though.
Let's talk a little bit about the field. You guys gave out your sponsor exemptions this past week. They are Peter Quest, formerly of Brigham Young, Connor Howe, an Ogden native who played his college career at Georgia Tech, and then Kihei Akina, recently graduated from Lone Peak, on his way to BYU, and one of the top junior players in the nation.
Yeah, he was named one of the top 20.
Well, he's on the USGA developmental squad, which is just for the top players.
Right. No, he got something else recently too, and it had to do with high school athlete, not just golf. It had to do with a lot of high school athletes. I'll find out.
Okay, I missed that.
Let me find it.
So tell us what we can expect in the field, Jamie.
Yeah, we're very lucky. In my opinion, our tour, player-wise, is I'd often think of it as the second best tour in the world. The players are fantastic that we have that come out here and play, and of course, like you just mentioned, there's a lot of great young players in the state of Utah who over the years have proven they're worthy of an opportunity in this tournament. We've had Kihei Akina in our event last year, and he showed very well and played marvelously for a young man in high school. He was still in high school last year when he did it. And then, of course, he went down and played in Southern Utah at the PGA Tour event there as well and showed very well there as well. I think he's, the first golfer in Utah to win like 3 individual state titles or something like that?
Yeah, in the 6A, yeah.
Yeah, he's headed to BYU next year. And, of course, BYU's got a great program, and so does the Utes. And even Weber State up here, it produced a lot of great young players. So we're excited about him and the opportunity that he brings for the future. He's still an amateur, obviously, but we want to see him in the field and see him do well. And Connor Howe's a great young talent from here locally in Ogden. Like you said, had a standout career at Georgia Tech. He won 2 ACC titles there, and he turned pro in 23. And he's been out there, getting after it, and it's a hard road to do, but he's doing a good job, and I think he's got a lot of potential as we move forward in his career. So it's fun to watch him. I'm glad to have him in the field. And Peter Quest, too. Peter's a great young talent. I was so pulling for him. So I don't know if you saw a couple weeks ago, he had a chance in Detroit at the event there to, if he'd have finished solo fourth, he'd have got a special exemption to stay out on the PGA Tour the rest of the year. But he wound up Monday qualifying, though. It still missed a putt there at the end, but he still was T4. But, man, that's fantastic. That's so hard to do, Monday qualify, and then have a great showing as well. So Peter's a great young player that we're thrilled to have in the field as well. There's a lot of other great players, too, that are coming this next couple of weeks, too, for people to watch. Austin Smotherman, he's our current money leader on the tour. He's won 2 events this year already, and he's just on fire right now. And, of course, a couple other great young players like Johnny Kiefer and Neil Shipley. And of course, we'll even see one of some Utah royalty in golf in Preston Summerhays will likely be in our field as well, as he had so much success on the PGA Tour U program. But there's just a lot of great players that'll be here in the next couple of weeks, and a lot of great players representing the state of Utah.
Yeah, we're sure looking forward to it. Danny Summerhays will be in the field as well. I want to pause for a minute on Smotherman and Shipley. Smotherman is playing for his Battlefield promotion, as you noted. Already has 2 wins. And he is on a sizz lately, and he is playing to get that 3rd win and go immediately to the big show. And Neil Shipley, folks, if you have not watched Neil Shipley give yourself that opportunity. First of all, this guy is just so good. He has been low-am in the Masters, low-am in the U.S. Open, great player, but he is fun to watch. He is a fun guy, and you need to take the opportunity to go see Neil Shipley along with all these other great players that Jamie's talking about. And so on that point, Jamie, tell us how people get to go see this.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, our competition, the tournament days of the competition are July 31st through August the 3rd. You know, we have parking is at the D Event Center in the South Lot there, just off of 4600 South. You can go to our website at utahchampionship.com and purchase general admissions tickets. There's also some hospitality upgrades there as well. We'll get kids under 12 are free to the admission to the event, as long as with active duty military are free as well with a military ID. You know, there's lots of ways to come out and partake. We want everybody to be out here and be a part of the event. There's something for everybody. We get it. We have fan zones that include some different activities, some family-friendly areas, things like that. Because we know not everybody wants to stand around and watch golf all day, but maybe break off and have some other fun going on at the event as well. So, you know, we're trying to cater to everybody, but it is a great opportunity, like you said, Paul, to come out and really at a grassroots level get close to these guys and really see, you know, some world-class professional golf and a future star of tomorrow. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, great fun. And then I want to talk also about a couple other things. First of all, the junior clinic that you and I have been working on, so excited about this. It'll be on Tuesday of tournament week. Tell us about the junior clinic.
Yeah, we're super excited about that, and I want to thank you, Paul, and the First Tee of Utah for helping work with us on this programming that we put together. Unfortunately, during the COVID years, things like junior clinics kind of disappeared, you know, and they just didn't come back. But coming here at this facility, we had so much wonderful space to work with. We thought, why not look into it? We were able to acquire a wonderful sponsor with the McDonald's, the Watson family that owns those here locally, and can bring on a junior clinic back to the event. Those are important to me as a steward. I'm not just an operator of tournaments. I feel like I'm a steward of the game. It's my job to try to continue to grow the game as well, right, and get young folks involved who might not be involved. But we have a great clinic coming up on Tuesday of tournament week. We're excited about it. We have food and beverage that day. Again, parking is at the D Event Center. It is a registration process. We're about full. I believe they can go on your website, Paul.
Yeah.
Is that correct? And still register at the First Tee. Yeah, but if you look interested in it, please take a look at it and see if there's any availability still. We're trying to kind of cap it this year around 150 because we're not sure where we're going to land with it long term, but we want it to grow. Paul and I really want this to grow, and I know that our sponsors do and the club as well. So it's important to us to have this as part of our event and to do something for the community.
So cool. All right. One more thing before I got to let you go real quick. Volunteer. Still opportunities to volunteer?
Absolutely. So still volunteer opportunities as well. We never max out there. We always need people because you never know what you're going to run into. Feel like you've always got it covered, but things pop up, right?
They do.
So at the end of the day, you can still register to volunteer. Again, go to our website at utahchampionship.com. And there's a tab there you can click on to volunteer and gain some information about that and register there. And we'd love to have you come out and enjoy the event and help us operate the event and put on a great show for the state of Utah and the community of Ogden here.
All right. Jamie Stokes, tournament director, thank you so much for joining us. We're sure looking forward to this.
Hey, thank you so much, both of you, and have a great day.
You too, Jamie.
All right. That's Jamie Stokes. Folks, utahchampionship.com. Go there. Get signed up for volunteering.
Get your tickets.
Get your tickets. Junior clinic there and on First Tee's website. That'll be Tuesday of championship week. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. And this stands on Jamie's shoulders. As he noted, it was something that got sucked away by COVID. Jamie brought it back.
He's bringing it back.
So it's really, really great.
Awesome.
All right. Oh, what's next?
You know what's next.
I do. It's the What's Next segment brought to us by our friends at the Utah Golf Association. Stick around on the other side. We're going to tell you what's coming up next. You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.
What's next? What's next? And I'm saying, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? And I'm saying, what's next? Sir, when I ask what's next, it means I'm ready to move on to other things. So, what's next?
Dan, there's so much coming up next.
I
here
know.
in
We have
Utah
so
Golf.
much.
So much. Let's start
Okay,
with
let's
this. You want to play Black Desert.
I want to play Black Desert.
I know you want to play that Black
I
Desert.
love
I know
Black.
everybody
Everybody does.
listening wants to play Black Desert.
Are you
Here's
going
what
to
you
give him
do.
a chance?
Yeah. Go to blackdesertresort.com. They have special late summer stay and play packages, a whole bunch of different options that I didn't manage to clock well, so I don't have time to talk about. But go to blackdesert.com and check out these stay and play packages at Black Desert, and you can go experience this exquisite resort and play this great golf course that the LPGA has already been on this year, and the PGA is coming to later this year. BlackDesertResort.com.
And your
Go check
chance
it
to
out.
play it at a really great price.
Yeah,
and stay
they're
at the
good
resort.
deals.
So
They're
good deal.
deals there.
Okay.
All right, Women's State Am coming up this week.
Yep.
National Championship, high school national championship. We talked about
Starts
both of
on
those
Monday, right?
in the show
Or
this
starts
week.
tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly right. And then of course we have one thing. Do not miss this. The Senior State Am qualifier registration deadline is Thursday. This Thursday, the 24th at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. There still are spots available.
Get one
for the queues there. All right.
Do it, Paul.
We're out of time. Jan, this is Paul Pugmire reminding you don't jab it like Jan.
This
I'm
is Jan
out.
Brownstein messing it all up, saying, chug it, don't pug it.
That is good advice, especially the week of the Women's State Am.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Please replace your divots, fix your ball marks, and don't spit sunflower seeds on the green.
Please.
You are listening to Utah Golf Radio, powered by T-Box on the Rocky Mountain Golf Network.